You spent $15 on that night cream, or maybe $300. Either way, you patted it onto your face, went to sleep, and woke up with the same wrinkles staring back at you. That is not a coincidence. A large portion of the wrinkle-reducing market runs on clever marketing, not chemistry. Brands print phrases like protein-boosting and age-defying on the front, but the actives inside tell another story. Companies know you want results. They also know that most people never flip the jar over to read what actually makes up the formula. This video breaks down 5 types of rejuvenating creams you should put back on the shelf, then walks you through 3 products that dermatologists recommend, backed by verified science. By the end, your daily routine will make a lot more sense, and your bank account will thank you. Start with creams that list structural proteins as a star component. Walk into any pharmacy, and you will find shelf after shelf of jars boasting collagen-infused formulas, usually with beautiful packaging and a price tag to match. On paper, this sounds perfect. Your face loses elasticity as you age, so applying it directly seems entirely logical. These target molecules are physically too large to pass through your dermal barrier. Researchers have confirmed this for decades, and no reputable dermatologist disputes it. Instead of penetrating, these bulky particles sit on the surface of your face, provide a little temporary softness, and then wash off at the end of the day. Your tissue never absorbs them, and none of the lost firmness gets replaced. If you want your body to produce more natural fibers, you need an active compound that signals your cells to do that work from within, which belongs in an entirely separate category of product. We need to talk about heavily fragranced luxury creams, the ones that smell notable, come in elegant glass bottles, and cost upward of $100. That beautiful scent causes the problem. Synthetic perfumes rank among the leading causes of contact dermatitis and barrier sensitivity reactions, according to dermatological research. That means trouble, because inflammation drives cellular aging forward. When your complexion reacts to a fragrance compound, even mildly, it triggers a low-level inflammatory response that breaks down your natural structure over time. You are paying a premium to accelerate the very damage you sat down to fix. Dermatologists have flagged this issue in clinical guidance and on-camera interviews for years. Medical professionals follow a simple rule. Any youth-preserving product you buy should say fragrance-free on the label, not lightly scented or naturally fragranced, but entirely fragrance-free. Next is vitamin C creams sold in open, wide-mouthed jars. This antioxidant brightens dark spots and supports healthy protein production, so it certainly earns its place in a daily routine. Packaging causes the failure here, not the active itself. Vitamin C oxidizes fast when it meets light and air. Every time you open that jar, dip your finger in, and leave it sitting on your bathroom counter, the mixture inside breaks down a little further. Within a few weeks, it turns orange or brown and stops doing anything useful at all. You are left with an expensive moisturizer wearing a very misleading label. A vitamin C product packaged in an opaque pump or a sealed tube that limits air exposure is the version worth buying. Anything else is a slow countdown to wasted money. Another error covers a different kind of damage: harsh facial scrubs marketed as rejuvenating exfoliants. Walnut shell scrubs became popular years ago, and some brands still sell them by leaning heavily on the idea that scrubbing away old cells reveals a younger surface underneath. Under a microscope, this looks much worse. Walnut shell particles have jagged, irregular edges that create tiny cuts across your protective barrier every single time you use them. That triggers inflammation, strips your natural oils, and fast-tracks the dehydration and textural damage that makes a face look older, not younger. Chemical exfoliants like lactic acid or mandelic acid accomplish the same goal without tearing anything. They dissolve dead cells carefully and evenly, which is exactly what a maturing complexion needs. The most expensive mistake on this entire list is department store creams, priced above $200 for a small jar, often marketed around vague phrases like miracle broth or youth concentrate. These products rely on prestige positioning, aspirational photography, and very little else. Flip the jar over and read the component list in order of concentration. In many of these expensive formulations, the top items are mineral oil, glycerin, and water. Mineral oil moisturizes, no argument there, but it does not reverse wrinkles or rebuild facial structure. A $15 drugstore product with the same base compounds delivers identical hydration. You are exclusively funding the brand name, the glass jar, and the advertising budget. Nothing more. 3 products consistently appear in dermatologist recommendations, backed by clinical data and priced within normal reach. They work because they carry proven actives that change how your tissue operates at a cellular level, not just how it feels for an hour after application. Neutrogena Rapid Wrinkle Repair sits at the top of the accessible retinol category. Retinol, a derivative of vitamin A, speeds up cell turnover and directly stimulates healthy protein production deep inside the dermis. Your body generates new cells faster, old surface cells shed more efficiently, and fine lines fill in progressively over weeks of steady use. Neutrogena stabilized their retinol mixture so it stays potent, meaning they can even deliver their flagship cream in a glass jar without the active compounds degrading quickly. Anyone new to retinol should start with every other night to let their complexion adjust gradually. This retails between $20 and $40, depending on the specific product and where you shop, making it one of the most cost-effective wrinkle-reducing purchases available. RoC Retinol Correxion Deep Wrinkle Night Cream takes the exact same active and delivers it in a base built for overnight recovery. RoC invested early in keeping retinol stable inside their packaging, which matters because degraded retinol loses its potency before it ever reaches your face. Clinical trials on this product recorded measurable reductions in deep wrinkle depth after consistent nighttime use. Dermatologists recommend it regularly when patients ask for an over-the-counter option targeting deeper set lines. Protective tube formatting keeps the mixture shielded, the concentration works well for most complexion types, and the retail price stays under $30. That combination of clinical backing and affordability is rare in this category. Rounding out the recommended list, and the right pick for anyone who reacts badly to retinol, CeraVe Skin Renewing Night Cream builds its core around 2 components that take a gentler approach. Peptides send targeted chemical signals to your facial cells, encouraging them to firm and rebuild without triggering the cell turnover intensity that retinol requires. Ceramides work as the binding material in your outer layer, locking moisture in and keeping external irritants out. CeraVe formulated this without fragrance and prices it around $20, though keep in mind it is housed in a standard open jar rather than a sealed pump. For individuals who turn red or flaky during retinol use, this combination produces visible improvement without a difficult adjustment phase. Before you reach for another jar at the checkout counter, read the label. Stick to proven actives like retinol, peptides, ceramides, and properly packaged vitamin C. Drop a comment below naming the cream you used to swear by before watching this, and subscribe for more cosmetic breakdowns that cut through the marketing and hand you the plain fact.